Hey everyone, hope you're all having an awesome day so far today. So Star Wars has just revealed in the new Thrawn Treason book, shout out to DelRay for sending me a copy, thank you guys, what Skywalker actually means. And you guys are going to be pretty surprised, so sit tight and enjoy this video. With episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker coming out, a lot of people have been speculating on what the title can mean, myself included. Some people think that it has to do with the rise of a single person in the Skywalker lineage. For instance, it's the final rise of Anakin or Luke or Kylo or maybe Rey. Other people see it as the rise of the entire Skywalker family to finally defeat the dark side, to defeat Sidious or whoever's really coming back. For example, if Anakin, Luke, or Kylo all join together to defeat Palpatine once and for all. Another popular theory is that Skywalker doesn't refer to anyone specific at all, but instead means that Rey will change the name of the Jedi to be Skywalkers. Thus, the title, The Rise of Skywalker, simply means that it is the rise of a group of light side users named Skywalkers, or Force users. I've already done a few videos on these theories, so definitely check them out, and honestly, I could see any of these theories happening, and by no means are these the only theories that are out there. But today, I want to talk to you about the last theory where Skywalker becomes a title for the Force users, and maybe this is what Episode 9 is going to be about. The reason I want to talk about it is because there are already a group of Force users in the official Star Wars canon that have the name Skywalker, and it's not Anakin or Shmi. Yes, you heard that right. There are already a group of people in canon that are called Skywalkers. So this will have maybe an effect on Episode 9. I don't know. I'm not J.J. Abrams, and it looks like he's not even really listening to Episode 8 stuff, so who knows what he's gonna do. So let's talk about what a Skywalker is and who holds that title so that we can maybe discover the secret. In the canon novel Thron Alliances, which is the book 2 of the canon Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn. Shout out Timothy Zahn, met you at Celebration. We follow Thrawn and Vader on 2 separate missions in 2 different time periods. One is during the Clone Wars when Thrawn is still fighting for the Chiss ascendancy and Anakin is still a Jedi. For those of you who may not know, the Chiss Ascendancy is a kingdom of Chiss in the unknown regions, outside the jurisdiction of the Empire. The other storyline in the book is during the time of the Empire, when Thrawn is a Grand Admiral and Vader is, Vader. During the time of the Clone Wars, when Anakin and Thrawn first meet, Anakin tells Thrawn that his name is Anakin Skywalker. Thrawn chuckles when he hears that, but, he won't say why. It's only later in the story that he reveals that the Chiss are not only knowledgeable about the Force, but call their Force-sensitive beings Skywalkers. Of course, they call them this in the Chiss language, but it literally translates to Skywalker. So why that name? They are called Skywalkers because of their immense skills in being able to pilot a ship through hyperspace with no computer assistance, merely feeling the Force. Because the unknown regions of the galaxy are constantly changing with supernova explosions and the like, a Navi computer is never up to date enough to successfully plot a hyperspace route that would not result in a fiery end. Remember back to New Hope when Han tells Luke that without the proper coordinates from the Navi computer, you could fly into a supernova or bounce off a star? These pilots don't have to wait for such calculations because these Skywalkers submerge themselves in the Force and actively pilot their ships through hyperspace, and it's through the Force that they kind of know what's coming, where to turn, what to avoid, and you get the picture. Vader himself even does this in the book to be able to find the fastest route through hyperspace so that he and Thrawn's ship can get to a destination before an enemy. In other words, L3 and the Millennium Falcon don't have the best Navi computer anymore. Vader does. Anyways, now that may be interesting right there, but it gets even better. These Skywalkers are almost always girls, and their Force sensitivity largely disappears by their teenage years, except in rare circumstances. So, like in Thrawn Treason, where one of the Skywalkers is 22 and is the best navigator that the Chiss have, although even her third sight, as they call it, is beginning to fade. So it's as these women start to get older, their Force powers diminish with age. This third sight is something that all Jedi possess too. It's basically what Anakin calls double vision, the ability to see the present and the immediate future at the same time. Anakin was extremely strong in seeing the future, until, he burned on Mustafar and then he lost that power forever. This is how a Jedi can fight with the ability to see the present and the immediate future at the same time. They use their lightsaber while also being able to see blaster bolts, where they'll be and what they'll hit. And this is all even before they're fired, that they can know how to block them with the lightsaber. The Chiss Skywalkers use the same power to see the stars, asteroids, and supernovas before the ship gets to them so that they know where to turn and how to avoid it. So does this connection with the Chiss and their Skywalkers mean anything for episode 9? Who knows? Tweet JJ. I don't know. Maybe tell him Star Wars Theory says hi. But I think the most likely scenario is that the Skywalker line didn't begin with Anakin. Now, I don't mean that he had a father, but where did the Skywalker last name come from? I think we've all assumed that Shmi Skywalker was powerless in the Force and that, she had nothing to do with Anakin's conception. But is it possible that either the Force or Palpatine chose her specifically because of her last name? Did they know something about Skywalkers that we don't, and it will be revealed in episode 9? Like, did Shmi have a great-great-great-grandpa or something like that was just a really good pilot with the Force that, he was given the nickname of Skywalker, which eventually he adopted as a last name? Han Solo basically did the same thing when he adopted a name that someone gave him. Now, I know this is all pure theory and guesswork. Well, that's the name of the channel, right? So what do you really expect? But JJ has said that episode 9 will link back to episode 1. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that we'll finally get the answer as to who created Anakin and if Skywalker already means something in the Star Wars universe. Then maybe it has to do with the episode 9's title. I think it would be pretty cool if the name Skywalker wasn't just a cool name, but actually has meant something more this entire time. We're just now going to find out what it is. Or I could be totally wrong and the Rise of Skywalker means nothing or means something much more obvious, like, yo, Anakin's back. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think of the Rise of Skywalker? What do you think it means? And who do you think the Skywalker is? Let me know what you think about these very powerful Chiss women out there. Well, most of them are women, not all of them, but most of them are women. And do you think it's cool how as they age, their third eye or their Force powers kind of just diminish? I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like the Force's natural selection almost. It just, I don't know. It's new and it's different, so I'm still developing an opinion on all of it. So hope you guys enjoyed this canon video. Please leave a fat like if you did, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you always.